Welcome to Driven by Janelle, the podcast where passion meets power and women take the lead on two wheels. What drives you to ride?
So I want to do a shout out to Jet City Harley in Renton for allowing us to film this podcast in their Harley Davidson dealership. Beautiful space, lots of space, and we just really appreciate it. So today on Driven by Janelle, we're joined by three incredible women who are not only skilled riders, but also passionate leaders within the Litas, a global community of women motorcyclists. Whether they're building bikes, mentoring new riders, or leading local chapters here in Washington, Sara Diaz, Heather Bielecki, and Ashley Winn have each carved out their own paths on two wheels. And recently, they took that passion international, riding 815 miles through Scotland's Highlands and Isle of Skye during Scotland Lassies Scramble. They're here to share what riding has given them, how they're building sisterhood through the Litas, and what it means to discover freedom in every turn. Let's welcome Sara, Heather, and Ashley to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Yes. Thank you, guys. So, regardless of what we've covered before, let's start with how each of you guys got into riding and what was your first bike and what pulled you into the moto world. Sara, I might start with you.
Wow, yeah. My first bike of my own was a 2001 Yamaha TTR 230. I've been riding dirt bikes ever since I was a kid. I'm an only child, and my dad, I think, didn't know what to do with a girl, so he kind of just gave me all his hobbies, and so it worked out great. So I've been riding on two wheels most of my life, but I want to say I just got my street endorsement 2015-ish.
Okay. Wow.
In Colorado.
Well, way to go legit.
Thank you. No longer riding dirty.
Yeah, you can't ride to that song anymore. So.
Graduated. Yep, exactly.
That's awesome. And then how about you?
My first bike was a CBR 900, which is a really big bike, a very aggressive bike, something I probably shouldn't have been riding for my first bike, but I didn't know better. My boyfriend at the time also rode a CBR, so I just thought I should ride the same bike as him. It was a fast bike, definitely more of a Harley girl though, I've learned, but it was fun to have that little period of time where I got to be a little sporty. Sporty Spice.
Yeah,
Sporty Spice.
Every version of Spice Girls.
Right?
Here we go. Yes. And for you, Ashley?
My first bike was a 2005 Harley Fat Boy. It was purple and beautiful. Loved it. And it was also very large to start with, but I did it, persevered, and made it through. It was a great way to start.
Yeah. Well, all exciting, and it's it's interesting. Everyone started on different bikes. Your journey can start anywhere. With
absolutely.
Just got to start it.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, what does riding mean to you what does riding mean to you now compared to when you first started?
For me, when I first started, it was all about family. It was, we would take the bikes, the quads, go out camping, and it was all about being with family, being with my parents, my cousins, godparents, everybody, and it was family centered, always family centered. And my dad and I started, going on our own little adventures and our own little trails. So I've been doing more dirt stuff, but as far as the street riding goes, I think the thing that brings me to it now more is the sense of peace that I get from it. It's I find it very peaceful to be on a motorcycle. And I don't know if it's just my own way of disconnecting or whatever, but I find it peaceful. And I also love traveling and seeing new things, so it kind of just works out.
It's like a twofer. How about you?
I would say when I first started, I thought it was all about riding as fast as possible, being an adrenaline junkie. That's all motorcycles were good for, was that. And that's all I used to really see in Southern California. When you be on the road, you just see some crazy riding. And so that was my first experience in how I rode. And then when I got a Harley, same thing as Sarah said, I find it very meditative, very much puts me in a present moment and helps me reset and disconnect from like my work life and just find some peace in my day. So I love riding for that.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Like when you get older, I feel like you just crave different things. You're like, I just want peace.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like no more excitement. You get that enough during the workday. Yeah. Oh, sorry, for you.
So for me, I think the same thing. Like it's become a much more relaxing, meditative thing. When I first started, it was scary and a little tense and a little nerve-wracking. But yeah, just over the years, as I've gotten more comfortable on my bike and on the road, it's just become a really nice way to kind of just take the stress out of the day and relax a little bit. So
that's great. I feel like you're meant to be a rider when it relaxes you.
Yes, for sure.
And like I think we talked about before, you'll get there where it'll just click and you're like, I want to go because I want to just actually enjoy part of my day and be present. And it gets there once you kind of get over the mechanics of everything.
You're giving me hope.
Yes.
Hope, Heather.
Just trying to give you that hope. Yes.
Yep. I will get there one day. So each of you has taken on leadership roles in different Litas chapters. What drew you to that kind of responsibility, and what's been the most rewarding part? And we don't have to go always in order, but you can.
Oh, we don't have to go in order?
I might do any, mini, mini, mo. I don't know.
Yeah. I think for me, I actually like mentoring at my job and helping other sales professionals with helping them be successful and confident in what they're doing at work. And I find a lot of value in it, and I find it's very rewarding for me to mentor. So when I got into the Litas and I saw that there's like mentorship kind of going on, not like officially, but it's basically a mentorship program for new riders and stuff, I just wanted to get back to the community that was there for me when I came in as well, and just help expand the sisterhood. I think it's really important to find different communities where you can find sisterhood, because it's hard to find that nowadays. Everyone's so divided by so many things out there in the world, and if we can find ways to come together, I think that's something that we should definitely promote.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah. I love that. I agree with that a lot. When I first came to the Litas, I was very much looking for a sense of community. Like even though I've always been into motorcycles and I've always been kind of, doing those sorts of, I guess, more masculinely oriented sports, I don't know, but dirt bike riding, camping, motorcycles, all that kind of stuff, motorsports. I never saw it as weird to be a part of it until I became an adult. And then I started experiencing people having a weird time with the fact that I knew how to change the oil on my motorcycle. And I'm like, why is that weird? And it wasn't really until I was an adult that I started kind of experiencing that. And so I think when I first came to the Litas, I was looking for a sense of community of other female riders who are like me, who are tired with kind of some of the sexist nonsense that you deal with in a lot of the other motorcycle communities, whether co-ed or just dudes or whatever. And that's what brought me to the community. And then the fact that the Litas was such a warm and welcoming organization, and kind of welcomed me with open arms at a time in my life when, again, as an adult, it's really hard to make friends, especially if you're moving here from somewhere else. The Pacific Northwest is kind of known for the Seattle freeze, and it's a thing. People are nice to you, but you don't necessarily get invited over all the time to hang out or something.
A lot of people are hibernating.
Yeah,
part of the year.
Yep. A lot of people hibernate here, but so I was looking for that sense of community, and I wanted to provide that to other women who might be in my same shoes. I moved around a lot and I didn't have kind of my tribe, and when I found my tribe in the Litas, like I want to give back and I want to provide that space and provide that that community to others.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, especially because you had a community, a family, and then just as an adult, you kind of have to develop your own community as well.
Yeah, you kind of have to. But my family lives in other states. The reality of a lot of us today is our families, our nuclear families, don't always live together, don't always live in the same area, state, whatever. So that sense of family and community that I had when I was younger kind of dispersed, and so coming to the Litas, it felt very natural, and it's like, well, this is my chosen little tribe now, and we found them. So
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
100%. Everything that they said. That's like what I was
Ditto to all
mentoring, community,
Yeah.
making friends, all of it.
Riding motorcycles.
Doing cool stuff.
Yeah.
Motorcycles
Being
are
fun. So for someone who doesn't know much about the Litas, how would you describe the community, and is there anything about it that feels different from like other groups or things that you like about it?
Yeah, I will say for me, one of the things that I like about it is that it's so inclusive. There is plenty of sexism and misogyny and homophobia and things like that going around, that the Litas as an organization was so welcoming, and is like, do you identify as a woman, and do you ride motorcycles? That's the only criteria. You don't even have to own a motorcycle. Do you like motorcycles? Come hang out. So, and within that, there's even further, because that organization is so welcoming within the group that ends up coming together or coming to our meetups and stuff like that. There are so many. You're gonna find your other person who understands that, okay, this is why I want to go stand in the corner by myself, but I'm happy to be here. And you find your little tribe and your people within that, and I thought that was really beautiful, because there's so many different people with so many different backgrounds and ideologies and things, and we come together for things versus talking about what makes us different. We come and we all find our people within that. So
it's another hurdle to overcome. You learn how to ride a bike, like that's a hurdle, and then like getting that community with people, and then you get it's just bridging a lot of gaps, maybe.
Absolutely. And it takes a little bit of the strength internally. If you're not someone who's naturally outgoing or naturally an extrovert, it takes some internal strength to build up the courage to go to some of these events,
especially the first ride.
Especially the first ride. If you're not familiar with riding with other people, my suggestion to that though is, if you come to a Litas event, you are absolutely going to be welcomed with open arms. You are going to be supported the whole time. If you're concerned about anything, people are going to give you tips. People are going to be there to support you. Oh, you feel uncomfortable. You said you feel uncomfortable on such and such a turn or whatever. Well, I'll be right there to make sure, and I'll watch for you, and I've got your back. And there's always that support there. And so I think that's kind of what sets the Litas apart as an organization, especially in comparison to some more traditional style motorcycle clubs.
And we have a big emphasis on safety too. So making sure everyone feels safe and comfortable on the ride, like Sara was saying, and making sure that we do a pre-ride check and safety meeting before, which doesn't necessarily always happen in other clubs and stuff, and there's a lot of other things going on sometimes on those rides, so we make sure that everyone feels safe and comfortable, and I think that helps too for new riders to hear, hey, we are really making sure everyone's going to feel comfortable and safe. Maybe you need to ride in the middle of the ride so that we can kind of watch you, or whatever is going to make you feel comfortable. We make sure it's like a great experience for you, so we want you to come back, obviously, and join us.
We're never
going to a club. You guys are not a group. You're a collective.
We're collective.
It's a collective. It's more of a social, like a social club, as opposed to like an MC.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But we'll never leave a rider behind or anything like that. We make sure that everyone feels super supported, and safety is a big thing that I've noticed that doesn't always happen in some other, even motorcycle social groups. Even, how I ride by myself is very different than how I ride with a group. My close friends can attest to that. So, you know, my close friends can attest to that, but, you know, it's one of those things that we want everyone who's coming there and everyone who's showing up and who had the courage to come put themselves out there a little bit. We want to do everything we can to make you feel comfortable, and we want to encourage you to participate more in this.
Yeah.
And if that means us taking you to a parking lot and teaching you how to do donuts or, you know, different things, or burnouts, whatever you want.
Or, you know, just basic
Maybe or that first. Okay. But yeah, so no, we try very, very hard to make sure that the riders that are on any ride are fully supported. You know, we often have cars that will follow the group of us, and they'll have spare gas if it's a long ride or something like that in case someone runs out. Safety supplies are, you know, non-negotiable. We have plenty of people certified CPR, you know, all that stuff. So
jump kits. I once left my light on and needed my battery jumped, so we had all the stuff for that, so that was good. So I got back from the peninsula. That was awesome.
Tools to fix things, definitely.
Nice to have everything. Yeah.
Small things we can fix on the road sometimes, but yeah, it's that. I think that's what sets the Litas apart. Is we are going to welcome you with open arms and make sure that you feel supported while you're with us.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
And now and how do you ride when you're not with the Litas?
Controversial. There's that controversial.
It's controversial. I'm not saying it out loud. The left lane is for crime. No, okay.
Just kidding.
Just kidding. No crimes. I don't commit crimes. There's no crimes. We're not recording, right? No crimes. It's a saying, but it's no crimes.
Lots of wheelies or
Oh yeah, stunts, the whole nine. No, I because of my background riding dirt, when I ride a street motorcycle, I can look funny sometimes because I shift my weight differently than most street riders will. I stand up often when you're not supposed to stand up on a street bike. That's not the proper way of riding a street bike. But it's my muscle memory tends to kick in, and my you know, knowledge of dirt tends to kick in sometimes, and sometimes it's great because the roads in Seattle can be garbage sometimes. But then sometimes I'm like, okay, I was on a ride and I did this thing and you guys were following me. Thank you for nobody dying, but just so you know, don't do that thing that I did. And like
disclaimer.
Yeah. It happens sometimes, so that's why I joke. But
have to ride just to see it, just to,
Right?
Yeah, you'll have to come on a ride. You'll have to come on a ride.
See more goals. Okay, so now let's talk Scotland. And am I saying this right? Lassies?
Yeah,
Lassies,
Okay,
yep.
I just didn't know it's Scotland. I feel like they could say it
you
differently.
can add the like Scottish brogue to it if you want.
I don't know who that is.
I can't do that. So.
I can't either.
Okay. All right. Lassies it is. It makes me think of the dog. So the Lassies Scramble ride looked incredible. What made you say yes to a 5-day, 815-mile ride through the Highlands?
Say less. I mean,
It's gonna make you say no.
yeah, like none of that sounds bad to me. What made me say yes? What made us say yes? I think we came back from Spain and we're like, okay, what's the next one we can book?
And I saw their pictures, and I also saw pictures of some other Litas who went on the Highland trip a couple years before that. And I was just waiting for someone to want to go.
Yeah.
So when they wanted to go, I was like, let's do it.
Yes.
Yeah. It sounds, I guess besides Spain, had anyone ridden in other countries or?
I had taken, in 2019, it was a little over a week. We did 1,100 miles, I want to say, from Seattle up into Vancouver, BC, through the mountains there, up into Banff National Park, Alberta, and then we came back down and kind of did the scenic route back. So yeah, technically out of the country, but not as challenging as, say, Europe or
Being on the other side of the road.
Yeah, not as challenging as that. And that wasn't an issue in Spain, but being on the other side of the road is a little, you got to get your
mind-boggling.
It's a little mind-boggling at
Especially when
first.
the car's passing you.
And it's passing you on a different side, and you're like,
hit me? Yeah, you start to just kind of clam up every time it happens
I just
for
don't
a
even
couple
think I
days.
could do it on a car. I mean, because like you're right lane, you're like turning right is like turning left.
Yeah. Roundabouts were a challenge.
Yeah,
Roundabouts
that's
were-
where I got stuck the first
You want to
day.
go to the right,
Yeah.
but you're supposed to go
Yeah, roundabouts were a challenge.
Yes.
I think
And they're
what was-
big.
Yeah, I think what was nice is like we were on a tour, so we had someone to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we didn't have to think about it quite as much as if you were just like, I'm gonna go rent a car in Scotland. And drive around. So that was very helpful. I will
Yes.
say.
That was
What's
very
nice
helpful.
about the outfit is we have a tour guide, we have people following us in the van with all our luggage, and then we have a photographer who's taking pictures of us on the way, which is awesome. I think we had like 600
Oh my gosh,
plus pictures.
More pictures than we'll
Yeah.
ever need.
Yeah.
And so the whole thing is just very curated for you. The meals, everything. So you don't really have to do anything but show up with your gear and ride and,
Amazing.
and get to your next destination for the night.
Have a nice glass of scotch at
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The burns.
That is so cool. I feel more goals. So, yeah, Canada, Spain, Scotland. Where's next?
Hopefully Italy.
Hopefully Italy. We're thinking about doing a tour in Sardinia with the same company. They're fantastic and we love them. And that one looks really fun. Possibly Canada again this year, we'll see. Might get to ride in Hawaii a little bit.
You're going to come to Hawaii for my wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
we're going to do a ride there, like a bachelorette wedding.
Bachelorette wedding.
We might as well.
I mean, it works great.
There you go.
I'll be single for 2 more days, so.
Yeah. I feel like that'd be cool. You probably can't ride in dresses, but you know.
I was thinking about getting a veil and putting it on my helmet.
Oh, you should.
Right?
You can. It's logistically challenging, but you
Technically, you
can.
don't have to wear a helmet in Hawaii, so, but, you know.
We'll put you a little. We'll
Wear a
put
helmet
you just
'cause
like
we're
a
all
little
about
one.
Safety.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, or like a short
Yeah,
tail.
safety.
So it doesn't like get caught anywhere. But,
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be really cool. And if all the bridesmaids had like a different.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're the bridesmaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Guess what?
Oh, that would be such a cool photo.
Yeah, I think we will take some pictures. There's area in Kauai called Waimea Canyon. It's the Grand Canyon of the Pacific. So you can ride up to the top. It's very iconic. So that's what we're going to be doing. And we kind of just decided over there.
Kind of just figured it out.
Yeah.
Also Sedona.
Yeah. Oh, and Sedona. We're gonna go right out to. That's the thing. Like riding motorcycles just like opens up more travel to you because now you have something else to do while you're traveling. You're not just like getting to an Airbnb. You're like, oh, we can rent bikes and we can go right off and onto this road. And so it's just kind of, it's just another thing to do while traveling. Just something fun and exciting.
And it's more nimble, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed, both Spain and Scotland because even though you're not necessarily covering a ton of distance, they curate the route that you're taking to take you through the best roads. And that's so much fun. Just going from breakfast to lunch is fun. It's not just, okay, we're going to get in the car and we'll be there.
Yeah.
You enjoy it. You're enjoying yourself the whole time.
You're
And
not
so
on,
I think
like
that's
the major highways.
Yeah.
They take you on
The scenic route.
the thing
the
that
scenic route, the really small. I mean, some of the coolest roads in Scotland were they called single
track.
Single
tracks.
track. Yeah.
And they're just literally a single lane. So if a person was coming from the other side, one of you had to pull off so that one could pass. But like some of them were the coolest, most beautiful scenery. I mean, one that was on Skye used to be an old like cattle path or something.
Yeah.
And they turned it into a road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it went like up and over, and there were just like sheep everywhere, and it was just so I don't know. You just kind of look around, and you're like, wow, I'm definitely in Scotland right now.
Yeah. This is
And
very
there's
Scottish.
so many roads out there, and it's really interesting because I think I mentioned to you about how like you can go to almost any part of Scotland. You're allowed to walk through people's property. You're allowed to ride through people's property. So there's roads all through.
Yeah.
The
like
land.
the scenic route was like really scenic.
Yeah.
It's really
definitely.
scenic. Yeah.
But some of it, you're like, where am I? You're going through, and there's cattle gates and things like that, and you're just riding
Waiting
Yeah.
for
through
the
that.
neighbors.
Yep.
Yeah.
But Scotland only has a population. I just looked this up the other day. Scotland only has the same population as South Carolina.
There's not a lot of people.
There's not a lot of people. It's just open.
Especially in the Highlands.
Empty. Yeah, especially in the
Yes.
Highlands. There's no one out there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
A lot of land to view.
Some stunning scenery and just pristine and untouched.
Yes, very primitive looking. Like it's just been there and no one's been touched it. Nothing's been done to it by humans. It's really weird. Like we think that here we have Rainier and we have all these state parks. It's a totally different feeling.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, it's kind of bringing me to my next question, but maybe you guys have already answered it. But, what are some of the most unforgettable moments of the trip? Like on the bike or off the bike?
Ooh.
There's so many.
My favorite was the day we rode through an area called Glencoe and the Three Sisters of Glencoe. And there are these mountains that, again, they look just so ancient. They're not even huge. They're not even like probably
just green.
They're just green and they just look ancient. And I think they filmed part of Lord of the Rings on one of them, if I recall.
Amazing.
Wasn't it Lord of the Rings or was it Harry Potter?
Harry Potter.
Okay, Harry Potter. Thank you. Fact check me on that.
Rings was in New Zealand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, but it looked like it could have been out of Lord of the Rings too. But it was just so. There's just something about the energy out there. It just feels so ancient. It's really interesting. But just going through the past there, it was just so, I don't know, it's just breathtaking. I don't even know how to describe it. And it's like we have beautiful roads here, but it was just a whole nother level.
So different.
It's so different. We have lots of signs and highway and infrastructure out there. It just feels very open.
Yeah. Yeah. Their infrastructure is set up very differently than ours. We have multi-lane interstates that take us from state to state. We're very big, footprint of a country, and they don't have the same space there. And so, this old cow road that turned into a car road, like their cars are far smaller than ours typically, and so things are on a smaller scale, but you feel this sense of history, this sense of this is old.
Yeah.
This is older than me. This is older than what we're used to, and this is where the history comes from, kind of a thing. And so, it was really, I thought it was profound because of that.
There were some buildings we would stop for lunch that were so much older than anything in the United States. So you're just like, this building's from the 14 what? Yeah. And it's just insane to think that we're sitting in these pubs that were around when people were around during that time. You know.
There were no cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no cars.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I think that part was really interesting. That I loved all the old buildings that we came across and castles.
And castles.
Yes, lots of castles.
Yes.
Lots of castles.
Yeah, I think that's the cool thing about Europe is like you'll just stand on history.
Yeah.
Like how many people have like walked down this road?
Yeah.
And like it's just it's a really cool thing. And America's cool too, or United States, because it's new.
Yeah.
It's just there's the newer,
So it's all just different.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can imagine like with a motorcycle because you get to be closer to like all the history and the nature and all of that. Very cool. Yeah. It sounds like, and again, I may have covered these things, so I apologize. But was there a moment in Scotland where there was like a breakthrough, either personally, physically, emotionally, like any large breakthroughs? You're like, I saw the universe.
I saw the universe.
Yeah.
I think maybe not the biggest breakthrough in the world, but one of my favorite moments was because we started and ended in Edinburgh. So we were kind of like in the city, and then on our way out, it was getting a little more rural, but it was still pretty populated. And we were all kind of like, this looks a lot like home. Like, did we just pay all this money to like ride around?
And like Pacific Northwest times two.
Highway 2.
Highway 2, like gorgeous. But
and then we went out just a little bit, like that first day, full day, we started in just these beautiful, like big empty hills. And you kind of just got a sense like, oh, okay, I get it now. Like, this is what I was looking for. And I don't know, you just kind of like felt like the magical like elements and the vibes, I guess.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
That was one of my favorite moments, was just kind of like, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
this is it.
I really enjoyed that. Yeah, that change from, it's like, well, this seems This is familiar.
Yeah,
This is
like,
cute.
are we
It's
on the
very
same
pretty.
latitude?
It's very pretty, but it's like I kind of felt that at home, and then the next day the vibes changed.
Yeah, the vibes changed. We're like, okay, we're glad we're here. This is worth flying out for.
Yeah.
And it just kept getting better and better.
Yes. Once we got to Skye, also crossing that bridge, you cross a big bridge from the mainland, and as we were crossing that bridge and we're looking up at the Isle of Skye, which has a peak on it, and that peak is covered in clouds right now, and we just ride right up to that peak, right up and over it, through the weather and back down again into the sunny. And like that day for me,
That was such a good day.
So
that was
so beautiful.
one of the best days of riding for me.
Same. That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Riding into the clouds, that's cool.
And like it was raining up there. Like there were plenty of times where we're like, okay, well, we're riding in the Pacific Northwest in the wet season.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
We were used to it a little
And so we were kind of prepared for that. We had our rain gear and stuff, but there were plenty of days where it's like, okay, you might ride through that for 10 minutes of sprinkle mist, and then it's fine. But it was more of the doing it and how quickly it changes. It changed. You could see the level of the layer of cloud and where the road would go up and you would enter into the cloud, and then you just came out the other side and it was sunny and beautiful again. And like, that was amazing.
In the clouds.
We were literally in the clouds.
And just the depths of color all over the place was just crazy.
So green.
Green.
Yeah. And then there's
And
like
a lot of purple.
Yeah, and yellows and like the lakes. We actually went to Loch Ness.
Yep.
We did not see Loch Ness Monster.
We
but
rode up one side and down the other side.
it's a big lake.
It is a big
You just
lake.
intimidated that monster. It was like,
Yeah.
We looked for it. We
That
looked.
Nessie
We tried.
yeah, well, good thing. How did riding internationally together strengthen your bond as Litas, as friends?
I think for me, I was really glad to have done Scotland with them specifically, because there was well, no, there was a day I was struggling with the shift peg on the motorcycle that I was riding, and I was really upset with myself, and I stalled going up this hill, and there were like people in front of me, people behind me, people coming down the hill.
It was a big
hill, but
too.
this is absolutely like, it was not because it was challenging, it's not because it was anything, and that's what makes me mad, is that I stalled doing something stupid that I do all the time. And so I was mad at myself. And so, mad at myself, I'm all pissed off. Get to the top of the thing, and we were stopping at the top anyway to take pictures and everything, and I just, all mad, put my kickstand down, stomped over there, and
You should have a little bit of a.
I did, but I was mad at myself, and so I just kind of walked away, and I just stood looking out at the scenery for like 10 minutes because we were waiting for the group to catch up, and so it was like there was some time, and so I was just kind of looking out there, and like I was mad at myself for doing something really stupid and that I shouldn't have been upset about, because there was traffic and I had a reason to stall and the shift peg wasn't working and there's a whole bunch of stuff. There's nothing to be mad about, but I was just pissy. And so stood there and just 10 minutes looking out at this scenery. And you guys were there and they came up to me and they're like, hey, are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Are you all right? And like that there, and like that, in that moment, I was just like, you know what? These were the ones I needed to come with these girls. Like, this was right. This was all right. You know, this was meant to be. And like, I just kind of, for me, that's when I kind of just like, all right, just let it go. Have fun. So the heck what? Just have fun. And that's when and that's when I kind of started letting go of like being annoyed at the rain and being annoyed, you know? It's like, well, now my boots are all wet. Well, my boots are all wet. Big deal. You know, like, so I think, yeah.
I appreciated them because I didn't know this was going to happen, but when I got there, I had really bad allergies. Seasonal pollen allergies.
Take your Zyrtec.
Take your Zyrtec. I was absolutely dying. And then I was like internally dying every night for days.
Like barely breathe.
Barely could breathe. And they were just very nice and like, oh, don't worry. I was like, I'm sorry I keep sneezing. I'm sorry. And they were just really sweet to me. So that made me feel better, because I was probably kind of annoying at night. So sorry about that.
No.
But the pollen was like pretty rocking, pretty high when we got there. So I would say anyone who's going, make sure you bring allergy medications. I had no idea. And summer's kind of like their spring. basically,
Yeah.
where all the everything's kind of popping up.
coming up.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So I appreciated that, and I think we all got along really well, which is really nice. I think that's important when you travel. Sometimes you can have friends even that you've been friends with for years, and you can't even travel with them. So I think we lucked out. I don't know if you've had that experience, but I know people who I'm very close to, but I can't imagine going on an international trip with them just because of nuances. I'll just say. Yeah.
Nuances.
So I think it's, yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree. I didn't mean to speak over you. But no, I think the three of us have the same kind of approach to it as well, in terms of, we're going to do, we're going to go do this. It's more amenable. And you got to go with people who are more amenable to changing plans or
flexible.
You got to be a little flexible. You can't be so, rigid. You kind of have to go with it. We're here to have fun.
Yeah. I think, definitely we all supported each other in different ways.
Yeah.
And I think we came out stronger on the other end. We all bonded over our love of tea. We all
we went for tea at the Edinburgh
castle.
So that was fun.
High tea. And now we exchanged tea.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, no,
Find a new one.
Speaking of, I have tea for you guys.
Oh, okay, there we go.
So, it was fun, and we definitely, obviously we're a lot closer because of it. So.
Yeah, for sure.
All the shared experiences and frustrations.
Yeah. And those happen, and that's okay.
It happens. It's bound to happen,
Yeah. So back home, you're back here now.
Okay.
How do you balance family and work and everything with motorcycling?
I'm pretty lucky. I can do it whenever I want.
Same.
None of us have kids or anything.
Yeah. So I'm pretty lucky. I don't answer to anybody, so no. I think for me, the balance with motorcycle riding in the Pacific Northwest is weather. I've done it. I have ridden through snow, sleet, rain, ice, all the things, and I've come out on the other end and I've been fine. Was it the most enjoyable experience for me? Absolutely not. So, do I want to put myself through that again? Not necessarily. So I tend to, in the winter months up here, tend not to ride as much, but that I think is when we do a good job of let's go to Vegas and we're gonna rent bikes in Vegas. We're gonna do Sedona. Let's that kind of stuff. Yeah. And so we come up with ways to kind of get around that. But as far as balancing work and family, they don't get a choice. I go ride when I want to ride.
Yeah, I feel like I agree. I think I've become more of a fair weather rider. I think a lot of people who are just starting out want to have that challenge to go ride in the different weather. But then after you do it, you're like, I've done it now. Check the box. I've even ridden in the snow. I'm like, I'm good. I've done it all. Now I just want to ride when it's nice out.
Yeah.
And I think you start to, even if you have heated gear and rain gear, do you really want to be using it all the time? Not really. You just want a really nice day to go for a nice ride, I feel like.
There's something to be said, and I know the people who are all the gear all the time are probably gonna take me over the coals for this, but there's something to be said for when we went to Vegas and rode through Red Rock Canyon in a t-shirt, and you have your vest and your jeans and stuff like that, but on a hot day riding with the sun on your skin is an experience in itself.
Magical.
It's magical.
It's an experience in itself, and I am not one to want to be all bundled up with all the things. And yes, I love riding. I will be out there, but I feel like if I want to be out on two wheels so much, I can, in that kind of a weather, I could be out in my side-by-side or something like that. I have other means of getting out if I have to be out in the weather, and I don't necessarily, for me, I don't trust the people on the road with me. I can ride in snow, I can ride in ice, I can ride in rain, I can ride and do perfectly fine. I don't trust the other people around me. So that's where more of my hesitation comes in. But as far as balancing work, I'm very lucky in that I have a job that allows me PTO, so I pretty much say, hey, I'm gonna be out in September But yeah, so I mean, I do know that there are plenty of women that have a hard time balancing, you know, owning their own business and raising a family and doing all of this and still maintaining their own sanity with their hobbies. And I, all the respect.
Commend them for sure.
I think that's something that's great about the Litas is like, you do as much as you want or as little as you want. There's no like requirements or time commitments or anything. I mean, as founders, like we spend a little more
founders
time
and admin is a little different, but
but yeah, like just if somebody wants to join us and ride with us, like just know like you can do it as much as you want or as little as you want, whatever works for you.
I think that takes the pressure off too. I have a friend who ended up leaving an MC because they made her have to do things every single weekend, and she worked, and it just became really stressful for her. And she's like, I can't commit to this, and so she left because it was like a second job for her.
Yeah.
And then we don't want that to be the case in Litas. Like if you show up once and you don't show up for the rest of the season, we'll see you next season.
It's
We hope you show up, but you know, it's okay.
Yeah. What barriers still exist for women in motorcycling, and how does a group like Litas help break down those barriers?
I think there is the barrier to women that as women, we feel like we need to be at 100% before we do anything. It's kind of like when we go to apply for jobs, women feel like they have to be 100% qualified before they'll apply for a job. Men only have to feel like they need to be at 60% before they'll apply for a job. This is facts. So I feel like that applies to even women in motorcycling. They feel like they need to know enough. They need to know how to ride. They need to ride a certain type of bike. They need to be at a certain level before they might even come in and get involved in this community. And I think that the Litas is a great place for people to come in and not have to have all these qualifications, and they can just come in and learn and be whoever they are at that point in time and not feel like they're going to be judged. I feel like women, we always feel like we need to have like a grasp on things and before we get involved, and I think the Litas makes it just the entry bar very low if you want to come in and be a part of this community or just see what it's about.
Yeah.
absolutely.
Okay.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like when you get judged a lot, like so it's like you feel like you have to be more prepared because you know it's coming.
Yep.
And I feel like men, like they'll just wing things, it, whatever. I don't know how to do this, whatever. But I think we're a lot harder on ourselves.
Yeah. And I think society's harder on us. It's like an internalized hardness.
It's a learned thing.
Yes.
I think society is harder, so women have internalized that to the point of I need to be 100%, 150% proficient in this thing to be able to just do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not the case at all. The way I look at it is life is short. Do the thing. Yeah. Life is short, do the thing. Life is short, do the thing. And, when it comes to riding and the Litas, I think we're trying to provide that space for newer riders to feel comfortable and feel like they don't have to know how to wheelie and do burnouts and do this and do that and go 300 miles an hour. Like,
I don't know how to do any
specific.
Like
specific information there.
But you know what I mean? Is like, it's trying to encourage people who know they don't have that skill set yet to come to these places because they know that they're going to have a community and a support system set up for them. Like you said, there's not the time commitment that a lot of traditional MCs have. If you just come to one ride a year, then you come to one ride a year. If you enjoy yourself, come to more. We want people to come back, obviously, but at the same time, we're not going to judge you, or we're not going to hold it against you in any sort of way if you're not able to commit the time or anything. And our main priority has always been to encourage people to get out and ride. And if you're brand new, there's plenty of people that will say, let me take you on your first freeway ride. Let me take you, let's do some drills in the parking lot. There's always those kind of people ready and willing to provide that support. And so no matter what level you're at, I think you always kind of can find a sense of comfort from the people that you're around in our group.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. So if there's anything you would want people to take away from Litas? I guess we've already shared so much, but if you have maybe like each of you defined Litas in one word, which I already asked earlier.
I think we're going to say the same word.
Just pick a different one.
I'll say it together.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know. Do I know the word?
Okay, we can do it, right?
You can do it. I don't know.
2, 3. Sisterhood.
Sisterhood.
That didn't work out.
I didn't know the word.
You knew it. And then
I did know
What was
it.
your word?
I was going to say friendship.
Oh.
It's like the same.
None of us knew the word.
Okay, so we didn't know the word.
You can do it
Sisterhood
again.
and friendship.
Sisterhood and friendship. Yeah, there we go.
Just do it again.
Do we gotta try
1,
again?
2, 3. You can just say it.
Oh. Wait, which one is it?
Now it feels very.
1, 2, 3.
Sisterhood.
Yay!
Yay!
That's awesome.
I thought we were on the same page. Yeah, and then she said it. That's funny.
I'm like, what? I thought I knew the word,
wanted
but
to
then
get
you said
SNL
different
moment.
words.
That's perfect. Well, thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.